Hi, I'm John.
And I'm Laura.
So today we're going to go over what I believe are the two most important core exercises. But first I want to go over a little bit about core and core strength. I talk to a lot of people and they seem to feel that when they work their abs or maybe their glutes or their hips a little bit, that covers all the core they need. And really if you do just that, you're really going to be selling yourself short. The core is a lot more than that. So let's use an example. Let's think of an apple, right? You have an apple, and if you think of the apple core, it's inside the apple, but it also runs from the top of the apple to the bottom of the apple. So when we think about our core, really what we want to make sure is that we work the area from the base of the neck all the way down to below the glutes. We want to work all those muscles along the spine, all the muscles in the hip, all the abdominal muscles, all those lower and upper back muscles that are deep. So we want to get deep into that core to do these exercises. So these two we're going to explain today are going to be the ones that I feel get the deepest and create the most strength for runners. And in addition to this, with each of these two exercises, we're going to show you multiple variations. So our first one is a plank. Most people have seen a plank before. We're going to start with a prone plank, which means face down. There's two variations to this one. We could do it in a push-up position with our arms straight, or we could do it in a position where we're on our elbows. It's called an elbow plank. And what you want to do is you want to try to hold your body, straight and parallel with the ground. So we're going to show you a couple examples with Lori here. She's going to be our guinea pig. And we want to make this a little bit more difficult and really work some torsion and torquing in the spine. So the first thing Lori's going to do is she's going to lift one leg up. She's going to hold that for about 5 seconds. And then what that does is it torques and puts a lot of tension in the upper and lower back. And now she's going to switch and do the opposite side. So you can do extension of these legs for maybe 5 seconds on each side. You can let that down. Don't get too tired. You got a lot more to do here, Lori. Okay, next one is she's going to lift up an arm. She's going to hold that for 5 seconds. Again, this works that spine differently, creates torque and tension in that spine. She's going to switch. She's going to hold that for another 5 seconds. And you can do that off and on you can hold these planks anywhere from 15 seconds. You can let that arm down. You can hold that anywhere from 15 seconds to a minute. The stronger you get, the longer you hold it. Okay, now the third one and the hardest one, and it's getting harder because I'm making her stay here for so long, is she's going to lift opposite arm and leg. Okay, so she's got her left leg, her right arm, and again, this creates a lot of torque and a lot of strength in that spine. Okay, great. So those are our plank variations for the prone plank, face down. Now, we have another variation of a plank. So with that plank, with the prone plank, we work the front and the back of the body. So when you're in that position, some of you may feel it in the low back. Some of you may feel your abs shaking. Okay, everybody's going to feel it a little bit differently. Some people may feel it in the upper back, along the traps, and up in the shoulder blades. Okay, so doing those can strengthen a lot of different muscles. Now, we're going to get the sides of the body, the lateral side. So what Lori's going to do is she's going to demonstrate a side plank. Okay, there's multiple variations. Right now she's going with an elbow plank on the side. She can now change this, and this one's a little bit easier, where she's going to do a straight arm plank. Okay, again, she's keeping her body at this angle. You can keep an arm up in the air. You can cross over the legs to make it a little bit easier if you're weak to start this out, or she can actually go down to a knee. So if she drops back down, she can do it straight arm. That's pretty tough. Or she could drop down into an elbow plank. We're going to do this on both sides. Again, you're going to hold this for anywhere from 15 to 30 to maybe even 60 seconds. And you can alternate positions. But in the beginning, do what you feel you can do without injuring yourself. Now the last one is what you call supine or face-up type of plank. And we can do this in two variations, okay? Just like the prone plank. What we're going to do is we're going to hold our body up, okay? You can do it straight-armed. Again, 15, anywhere to 60 seconds if you're stronger, more. Or a little harder is where we're going to get on our elbows. This gets a little bit tougher, okay? Again, 15 to 60 seconds for each of those, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And now another one that's really important, okay? When you're for a lot of you people who work high tech or in an office, there's not much extension ever that goes on in your life. You're sitting in a chair 6 to 8 hours a day, bent over a computer, so there's not much time extension like this. So with this exercise, which I think is probably the most important, is a back extension. So what we're going to do, we're going to have our hands on the ground, And at the same time, we're gonna lift up our feet and our arms, and we're gonna hold this. I like to keep my thumbs together. You'll feel it right down the center of the spine there. And then you can do variations of bringing the elbows back, extending, and then going back. So we could row 6 to 8 times, okay? In addition, we could do repeats where we go up and down. Again, this is dynamic movement. So we could do these the same as the planks, anywhere from 15 to 30, 60 seconds, 2 to 3 times a week.
Be well, be consistent, and finish strong.